Hi, I'm Matt,
Hello, and I'm Kelly.
and together we're in Bloc Party, and you're watching.
Gazeta.pl.
Closing his eyes, so he begins to lie.
What happened? What happened? I guess life happened, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think we hadn't made a definite decision to not play together again, but I think it became clear that maybe a little bit of time off would be beneficial somehow, for the band. But I don't know. I mean, I think I kind of feel like Kelly and Russell were always thinking about the fourth record in some way, shape or form.
I don't know. I was trying not to think about music. Actually, I was trying not to think about Bloc Party music in that year out because I didn't know if there was going to be another record, and I didn't want to go into it thinking, I didn't want to go into it with ideas if it wasn't going to come into fruition. So I wasn't really thinking at all. It was only really towards the end when I started being in contact with Russell that it started to become more of a reality.
The New York thing kind of came about really just because I lived there and Kelly was staying there for a prolonged period last year, and also our producer Alex Newport also lives in New York, and I don't know, it kind of felt like Russell and Gordon were actually kind of keen to get out of England for a while, so we ended up rehearsing there and writing the record in New York, and we actually had plans to record somewhere else, but in the end it felt like New York actually was like the most convenient place for us to do it. But really it was just it was a matter of logistics. It wasn't so much about having to be in New York itself.
To be honest, I don't think our records are really about London. I mean, I think they're more really, for me, it feels more accurate to think of them about life in cities. I think that's that's one of the ideas I was really caught up on when we made A Weekend in the City, was that it was about how life in cities feel across the world. It wasn't really, of course there were references to London, but the behaviour that was going on could be applicable to any city in the Western world. People go out and they drink and they party and they have fun. It wasn't specifically about London. So it's this record about. So I don't really think this record really is about New York at all. I think that obviously we were there. I was based there for a year, so you couldn't help but be inspired by the energy that was there, the people you were meeting and whatnot. But I don't think it's a record about life in New York. If I'm honest, when I was towards the last 6 months of being there, I didn't really go out or talk. I didn't really go out at all. I was just really focused on making the record. So, I don't really know what I don't really know what life in New York in that respect would be like. We were very focused and we were making the record. So. What's this record about lyrically? I don't know. It's very hard for me to say what this record is about lyrically, because to me, I only really see the songs separately. I see lots of very different fragments or perspectives that don't necessarily unify. My lyrical approach of this record was different maybe to Silent Alarm and Intimacy. With those records, Silent Alarm, Intimacy and A Weekend in the City, I wrote lots and lots of lyrics beforehand, and then in the studio I just whittled it down whilst I was recording. So there was lots of stuff I was trying to get through or put across. But with this record, I didn't write anything until I was really on the mic. I didn't write anything until I was in the process of recording. You had some very rough ideas, but I was conscious about just trying to capture exactly where I was at the time, not trying to maybe shoehorn an idea onto a song. It was just about reflecting where I was. So looking back on the lyrics, now I can maybe kind of see some parallels or some themes, but at the time it was just just trying to document where I was. How do I feel with that? I mean, how do I feel with that? I don't really feel anything, you know. I don't feel anything at all.
He does. He's going to brag about it now for the next 2 weeks.
No, I'm not. I'm still the same guy I used to be, Matt. No, I know. You know, it's nice. Whatever. It's nice that people. It's nice that people think you're sexy, but you know, I don't take that sort of stuff seriously. I don't like. You know, I don't take that sort of stuff seriously. Obviously, it's nice, but you know, whatever. You know, if they said that they thought I was like the grossest looking troll, you know, if I'd won the, you know, if I'd won the poll as being the grossest looking troll or whatever, I wouldn't have mind, you know, I'd feel the same way as I do now about being told that I'm the sexiest man. It's like, you know, whatever, it doesn't really factor on my life, but of course it's nice, but I don't know, I'm going to stop talking now.